Welcome to part 5 of our Deep Water series. My name is Linda, and we're now going to talk about XR's Deep Water campaign, how it works, and how you can get involved. In Deep Water, we ask one simple question. You walk into your house and find water pouring through the ceiling. What's the most important thing to do first? Catch the water or turn off the taps? This is our simple dilemma. Getting a bucket is a short-term measure. It won't stop the water and the damage will get worse. We need to turn off the taps, in other words, stop the cause of the flood and then deal with the consequences. We must demand that governments tell the truth, act now, and go beyond politics to engage everyone in the fight to deal with the climate emergency. It's easy to feel nothing but despair, but this is where XR Deep Water wades in. And here are our objectives: to tell the truth and encourage people to connect extreme weather events, including flooding, with a climate and ecological emergency. To demand that governments, fossil fuel industry and their funders act now to turn off the carbon emissions tap in order to prevent further climate breakdown. Give a voice to communities from river sources to the sea, connecting their experiences of the management of extreme flooding. To use movement of movements and outreach to raise awareness of the root cause of extreme weather events, and then collectively pressure our government to support the CEE bill, making this a major issue for all candidates at all elections. In Deep Water, we want to turn the taps off, and this means urgent action from governments, banks and fossil fuel companies around the world. There isn't a moment to lose, because from earlier talks you will already know that there is not enough money in the world to build strong enough defences to protect us from the devastation baked into our already warming climate catastrophe. And now on to the Deep Water campaign. Since prehistory, rivers and seas have been a part of our lives and shaped our communities. We settled at crossing places, traded and transported goods, fished, lived on rivers, travelled along them, and used them as places of leisure and sport. Rivers don't follow political boundaries. And political power is focused on our major areas of population and their tapestry of consumption. Our natural landscapes are commodities, and often our rivers are channels of waste being pushed out to sea. The Environment Agency has adopted a bioregional approach, where our waterways are managed by river basin catchment area. They used to be called watersheds. River basins start at the source and end at the sea. On the left, we have regions and counties. On the right, we have river basin catchment areas. They don't exactly match. There is a management body for each one, and the Environment Agency's partners and water-related charities have adopted the same approach. Here is another go at orientating us. On the left, we have the river basin catchment area in colour, with the regions overlaid. And for reference, on the right is a map with towns and cities. We have more detailed maps for every river basin catchment area in the UK, which we can easily share with you. The issues up and downstream are more relevant to a person facing extreme weather and flooding than those within a parliamentary constituency. And to make it easier, Deep Water will have river basin catchment area coordinators who will coordinate within their catchment area and work as a team across the UK. We will also have researchers who will take on developing a deep understanding of their catchment area and the communities within them. And this is how Deep Water is organised. The darker blue circles represent groups, each specialising in deep water issues and collaborating within the bubble to build our campaigns and actions. They can also draw on expertise from regions and national XR. They are embedded within XR, and as you can see, the outer edge is open to illustrate an easy flow. Research is our knowledge bank. Talks and training are a team of people ready to give our talks. We have talks for non-rebels, for rebels and other movements, and a series of 6 short themed talks. Outreach is spreading the message and drawing more people into XR. Creatives is a group for artists, makers, writers, poets, singers, and will help us to reach the hearts of the public. Political engagement is holding politicians to account and will facilitate people's assemblies on flooding issues. And actions are planning actions to raise public awareness and demand that the government meets our 3 demands. Media and messaging is developing our deep water messages and getting the word out. River basin coordinators are coordinating within river basin catchment areas across the UK and representing the river basin catchment areas on particular issues. The Anchor Circle is holding the overview and steering the bubble towards more exciting possibilities. Some groups will have long-term steady activity, for example, research or talks and training. Other groups will have focused episodes of activity, for example, actions and creatives. You've seen our objectives and listened to our earlier elements of this series. I'm sure you understand how totally devastating being flooded can be for people and communities. And with that in mind, here are a couple of things that we don't want to do. The first one is ambulance chase. As individuals, or XR local groups known to residents in an area who are experiencing flooding, it's fine to turn up to offer help. But we must be careful not to be seen to be making capital out of someone else's disaster. Even our best intentions can be willfully misunderstood by the media, and it could be seen as insensitive by people who are already feeling devastated. Deepwater is an outreach and campaign group, and with our objectives clearly in mind, our role is to raise awareness, recruit rebels, grow alliances with like-minded organisations, and demand that the government acts on the climate emergency. Only this way can we demand action to turn off the tap. We won't get involved in local controversies about flood management solutions. There are many local flood action groups, and demands for responses to prevent future floods can be controversial and simply shift the water along to the next community. Equally, large private projects may be thinly veiled investment opportunities. We believe the answer to these emotive and controversial issues are people's assemblies. There are some photographs of some of our May 21 election flyers and 2 recent Deepwater outreach actions. You can see examples of posters from our election pack. It also included questions for candidates and tips on how to spot greenwashing. There are photos of us at the Ludlow Green Festival and at Camden during the Impossible Rebellion. As the Deepwater message gets out and we begin to build up for our COP26 action, we need people to join our groups and help. This is an all hands on deck moment. There's bound to be a space for you. So if you have an interest in joining any of our groups, or if you have skills that we haven't mentioned but think would help, please join us. Why not contact us for a welcome chat? And if you'd like to get involved in Deepwater campaigns and its mass action for COP26, Deepwater Rising, please watch the 6th element of this series and either visit the campaign page on XR UK's website or the Deepwater Facebook page. And here are some ways that you can contact us. Thank you for finding out about Deepwater. If you're already signed up to the Extinction Rebellion, you might want to go to part 6 and learn about our plans for COP26. If you're not yet a part of XR, please see part 4 to learn more.